Sometimes I spin around like a little, like, what is it, an ice skater with my socks on, and I'll do that in the living room. And I was just thinking about, like, what if I just spun like so fast that I created this gravitational pull, and then I just like ended everything, because just everything, just all the sun's power and all the energy of the planets, I just like consumed as a black hole.
The AOK Podcast.
That sounds to me like you had a really good time with some Quaaludes and some opiates, spun around for a couple minutes, and
It's amazing
realized,
what one beer can do. Yeah.
yeah, that'll do it. We'll call it a beer, sure. That'll hit you pretty hard.
Really
But
hard.
you had, this was crazy, your thoughts of the current situation with AI. It was another conversation that we were having earlier that
Yep.
really struck a chord, apparently.
Well,
And
yeah.
wanted to get your take
Anything
first on
does.
that. Oh, shoot.
Well,
Yeah.
anything strikes a chord with me. It's like I can find anything to be pissed off about. That's my superpower. That's my trait. That's not why my wife married me, but
You got to have an
why she'll
outlet, man.
divorce me. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny how you say you have it's a strange, take on it. It's like, I don't think it's that crazy or strange of a take. Is that AI? It's not good for our environment. It's not good for us. It's not
Hmm.
good for people. It's too much power. It's like Lord of the Rings almost, where it's like the One Ring, right? It's just like you have this AI that's just so powerful, and to me, it's just scary. I don't think it's good. I think the bad outweighs the good, and that's just sort of how I feel about it. Can I name a particular reason as to why it's bad? I mean, I can't get down to the specifics because I don't know. Haven't done enough research. But at the same time,
Oh,
I do
boy.
know that. But
Wow.
I like to talk, and I have a lot to
Clearly.
say.
Yeah. The environment piece. I agree. I agree. I think there needs to be put more effort into making the AI run leaner, quicker, faster, use less power. That should be the thought process that they need to be thinking of is how can I make this thing better to where, I don't know, it doesn't cause us to have nuclear meltdown because we have to have so much power being ran into this whole thing when we could have simply just worked on the software and made it a little more leaner. But that's my take on that piece. The AI getting too powerful, big, this Skynet, Terminator, iRobot. Yeah, we could get conspiracy theory all we want on that, but I'm pretty sure we thought the same thing too about the internet. And now we can't live without the internet
Yeah.
because we just have so many things going on with it. Now, current state of AI, all right? You can do some cool things with it at work. It makes life a little bit easier. People are dinking around with it, making images. Here's me, all like Incredible Hulk holding a unicorn. That's pretty cool. Whatever. People want to get creative. That's cool. Music, video, you name it.
They should
And
just
people are
learn how
going,
to draw it themselves, though.
not everybody can draw, but
Yes.
yet are still creative and still want to be creative in some way, shape, or form. Now I know what you're going to say. What about those imposters? What about those people that want to make images that could incriminate people? I get it. There's always going to be bad people, and we have to just get better at regulating AI stuff. So I fully agree and appreciate that they're marking everything and highlighting everything that's AI made, regardless if the person that thinks that he's got all the special tools to get it clear, there's still, no matter what, that underlining factor that it'll still spit out the tag that it's AI.
Yeah.
The other part too is using AI to help make life better. Instead of spending hundreds of years of research trying to figure out the cure for cancer or heart disease or you name it. I could just keep going on and on. Think of every disease that needs to get cured that could save lives. let's do it. At least with cancer. If they can cure cancer, holy crap. But you know what? Maybe AI could help. Instead of it being 100 years, maybe it's 10 days. And we're there, or at least that much closer. That's my hope with using that technology. But I see both sides. And it really comes down to, unfortunately, regulation and just monitoring it, being able to say, okay, we've gone too far. We've got to have a shutdown switch or put it in a box and you're on timeout until we figure out what your problem is. But that should always be the case, because last thing we want to do, we hope, is end humanity in the of AI with robots, Terminators, and Linda Hamilton holding a shotgun.
I guess that's not what I'm too worried about, like the annihilation or just the extermination of like the human race. It's not what I'm too worried about. Like I could see, it's bad, but it's fair. It's like all the things that we've done to this planet. It's like, of course, it would wipe us out, or if something's just like, all right, you've had enough fun. I think it's time for something else to come along. Just get that baseball bat. That baseball just goes in the ocean, just wipes us out, or these brain-eating, bacteria just kind of annihilates us. But it's I don't think that's the worst thing, because at least if it did destroy all of us, then at least it's fair that all of us, suffered and it's done with. But the idea of, making people suffer in just kind of groups, or we're building those data centers and people that live next to it and how they're having all these medical issues, or just people who are now developing new addictions to something that's AI, related, creating AI content, AI art, just dumbing themselves down by having AI do everything, and just the lack of critical thinking. I mean, I was just, it wasn't an actual article, but I just saw somebody post something about like how millennials are actually smarter than Gen Z. And this is like the first time that I guess a generation's been kind of more intelligent than another, being able to track it. I know how we kind of think, like you were saying, like Terminator and Skynet, and that's not the worst part of it, right? Like it's like, okay, cool. This new computer intelligence took over. There's always been, when it comes to like another species. I mean, we killed the dinosaurs, right?
I think it was
No,
more
something
of
killed the dinosaurs. They got wiped out, and now they're not here anymore. And now we're here. And then before that, it was Homo erectus.
Comet hit the Earth, and
that's what we think. That's what we think, because we also think too that that there was what was it? It wasn't volcano. I mean, I forgot what it was. I saw it on some video. Maybe it was a fake video, but anyway, maybe it was AI.
Maybe it was AI.
Maybe it was AI. There we go. Case closed, right? Open and shut case.
There you go.
It's done. AI is bad. Gabe didn't know what killed the dinosaurs. But
That's right.
As a dino expert, right? But here's the thing. It's going to be worse, because we as people have not fully recovered from just the internet, the internet and social media. I mean, just our internet went down just yesterday, and I saw my neighbor trying to find where he could reset his router outside. And I'm like, oh, I think my internet's working. Didn't think anything of it. No, we're fine. I called my wife. Oh no, we're good. After 20 minutes after I get home, after walking the dogs, it's always walking the dogs for some reason.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I come into the house, 20 minutes later, the internet's out. And it's only out for, intermittently, let's just say like 15 minutes and then, 20 minutes and whatever. But then it starts getting closer to bedtime, and, for the kids. And then it's like, well, shit, man, what am I going to watch on TV? Because I only watch like YouTube and Netflix, and I need the internet to watch that shit, So here I am freaking out a little bit. I'm like, freaking out. Fuck! I hope I have something to see, because that's my time to finally relax and watch something. And it did. It kicked on. It was maybe 30 minutes after they were asleep. My wife and I was like, hey, this is the perfect time for us to finally talk and communicate. My wife's just like, no.
I mean, you're trying to unwind and relax over here. But that proves my point again, Gabe.
What? No, I thought I was proving my
You
point. What happened? Where did we
like
go wrong?
AI is bad. It's bad for this, it's bad for that. And yet the technology you need in order to
Yeah.
be entertained, work, be able to have your house function in some cases,
Well, we don't
all
need
needs
AI for
internet.
that.
What do we need it for? We need it to
We need the
help at
internet for
least.
AI.
That's true.
But see,
So,
that's the thing. Like, I think with people, we haven't recovered from the being addicted to, the internet, to being connected, to, online. And then
well,
also,
I'm
it's
thinking
a,
more
it's a
of us older
disorder,
guys. I
not
know.
even social. I mean, social is like a disorder. I think that we need to start, it's going to start developing where you're going to have therapies that involve, trying to disconnect from social, because it's the whole like dead internet theory,
Oh,
right?
I
You're not
bet you
really
they
even
already do
talking to
right now.
somebody. Yeah. I'm not even real. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, you think that there's this podcast and you're living in a fake world, man. You can imagine you just like
Dude.
wake up, you're in the Matrix, you're like in Zion all of a sudden.
I open my door right now from the office here and I go into just a black nothingness or a severance office.
You ever,
Oh boy, here
not to
we go.
change the
Oh
subject,
shoot.
but do you ever get that thought
Of
of
what?
like, one day I'm going to wake up and I'm not going to be where I think I should be?
Oh, I do that every, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. I'll have this, whoa. I've had a couple in a meeting where I'll just be sitting going, and I'm normal.
Yeah.
And you're just like kind of one of those like, whoa, I'm here at work
Yeah.
at this place at this time. And it takes a minute for everything to sink in. And you're just like, that was weird.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Thinking
it's
about
not
the past is
getting older.
weird. Well, that's the thing. Like, I think when you think about the future, it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
When you think about the past, it's a little more freaky, because then you're trying to connect things and you're trying to make sense of like, well, how did I get here from there? But then at the same time, too, even from just like a more of a disconnected perspective, like sometimes I just feel like, have you seen the movie The Backrooms, or do you know about The Backrooms from YouTube?
I've heard about it. Yeah. I want to
Yeah.
see it.
So I sometimes feel like one day I'm just gonna wake up in some sort of alternate reality like that, where I'm not here nor there. I'm just kind of like floating somewhere, right? And it makes you kind of think of space, like how the idea of space, and trust me, I'm gonna get back to our topic again, because it kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of connecting a little bit, is that like with the idea of space and not knowing like how big it really is, because it might be infinite, and I don't even think we can comprehend what infinite really is, infinite space, because at some point, wouldn't you just hit a wall? And then if you hit that wall, well, what's behind that wall? Right? So it's like the idea of just like, there's just always supposed to be something. And when you have AI, me, it feels like you always have something. But we don't. As people, one day we're going to not have anything. One day we're just going to be gone. And AI makes you feel like anything is at your fingertips and anything is within reach, to where at what point in life do you feel like you had something that really meant something? Because really, it's like, if you have everything and you can do anything you want, and I feel like life can also become meaningless. As much as I complain about how I want more money and I want to be able to have all this and all that, but it's like, if you had that much money, and we're talking about those 3 wishes last time, if you had all the money in the world, it's like, would life get kind of boring? I know you said it wouldn't, but for me, I don't know. I think about that sometimes, and I would like to think that maybe that it doesn't. But if you just have that much power at your fingertips, you imagine what it's doing to your actual mind. Like, as people, we're not going to find purpose in anything anymore, and that's going to cause a lot more issues than just, hey, it's Skynet and these Terminator type robots are going to kill us. No, that's probably the happy ending out of all this. What's really going to happen is that we're going to become reliant on AI, to where we don't know what's real and what's not. And we're going to be so connected that the matrix is going to become a reality, and it's not going to be the actual physical thing. You're just always going to feel like you're in it. And I think that's like a own personal hell in a sense, because now what is real? What isn't? What is fun? What isn't? It's just something that's just I think gonna be a parasite, and we're gonna see it eventually just kind of reveal itself. The real disorder. It's gonna be almost like fentanyl. It's gonna be like fentanyl for the mind. It's gonna be all of a sudden you're gonna hear about it, like where they're just like, oh, those were the 2000s or those were the 90s. It's gonna be like, that was the 2020s. The roaring 20s. Everybody went AI, and now we're all dumb. Now we're all just there, a little like plugged in and mining Bitcoin for real, like Minecraft. But it's just like we're just in there like, so I don't know, man. It's a crazy thought, but I think that there's a real scary component to it that we haven't really talked about or really seen. And we always think about, like you said, I don't know, you're exaggerating with Skynet and Terminator and everything else. And I think a lot of people do. But I think the very grounded thing about it that can happen out of all this is we really fuck ourselves up psychologically. So
I see your points. They do make a lot of sense, because there are going to be people that are highly addicted to something, but they were going to get addicted on something regardless. You got social media, you got the internet, you've got porn, you've got drugs, and you got alcohol. You've got all these things that people could do, and AI being a potential piece or another drug, so to speak.
The gateway drug, essentially, right? It's like,
I think
it's that gateway to like
it's
addiction.
more along the lines of, yes, but you could also say that masturbation leaded me to killing somebody. That could have been the gateway. Who
would
knows?
Never do such a thing.
But not going there. If you for people that, like you said, for people that are going to be dumber, they're only going to be dumber because they'll just sit there and watch TV maybe, or they'll just doom scroll on their social media. But for people that don't care about either, they could look at AI as, okay, what do I do with this thing? Let me talk to it. Hey, what do you want to do? And you might look around your house and go, oh, I need to fix this, whatever. And it might start teaching this guy how to, it's almost like the dumb YouTube.
Yeah.
Where you had to actually
like
physically go search for something. This will actually just give it to you. So
it's like that AI slop. But I think that too, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
The AI
Listen,
did it.
I think at the end of the day, with this whole argument, is AI has its pros, it has its cons. Now, on both sides, one outweighs the other. So yes, I think from here we could safely say that agree to disagree. So,
oh, fuck you.
there it is.
And that's
listen,
A-okay.
everybody.
Yeah.
And it is A-okay to disagree. So he's still going to be Gabe. I'm still going to be Ian. And we're going to cohabitate as one and give you the A-okay podcast, Acts of Kindness. So, listen.
With all of our AI-generated content.
Wow. Well, again,
A-okay podcast.
agree to disagree. Nice little jab there, Gabe. But hey, at the end of the day, it's A-okay.